Okay, removing windshield trim on a 64 Chevy Impala. I have not much mechanical experience, just giving this a go, first video ever. But we're going to go ahead and roll this. We're trying to get the windshield trim off, and what I've found is under the windshield vent wiper cover, I guess you can call it, which fortunately for me, on this particular car, it was kind of rusted, so I was able to just kind of move it out of the way. You can see where you got these screws. If I get some cooperation on the focus, that actually are under the windshield trim, and with that panel in place, you can't really see them. As you can see here as I move on down toward the middle of the car, where the wiper control motor arm is. When we get back to where the windshield, whatever you want to call the panel, you can't see the screws. So I'm going to work on removing that and getting all the screws taken off so that I can in fact remove this trim to be able to remove the side and also the upper trim on my Impala. So that's the goal for today. Okay, so continuing the trim removal around the windshield on my 64 Impala. Now, fortunately for me, again, this panel is rather rusted on this car. Ordinarily, you would have to remove these bolts in order to have access to this panel. Remove those bolts all along the underside of where the hood assembly goes, and after that you will be able to remove this panel. Now again, mine's rusted, so I've got the ability to just kind of pull down on this and it will actually come loose and out of the way. And then at that point, once I get that done all the way across, you can see where you have the screws or the bolts, excuse me, that retain the windshield trim. So as I get that done, set the camera down, I will go ahead and get those loosened up, and then I'll join you again. Okay, back with you again on removing the windshield trim. So the passenger side trim basically overlays the top of the driver's side. So that's one you got to do first. Now again, I try to make this very simplistic because I'm a computer guy and my mechanical knowledge is very, very limited. So I try not to start out complicated because I don't have the knowledge to, quite simply. So once you get those off, you can basically just lift the trim up. Try to keep all of this on camera. And wouldn't you know it, there we go, actually. I might actually get stopped here from being able to get this off. And I may yet. Looks like these pieces just come apart and just kind of fit together. Again, this is my primary car, so I'm trying to be really careful here. And I will let you know how I take that off gracefully. But on to the other side. I'll go over and pull the driver's side off. And then we will move on from there. Okay, joining you again. So right as I started to cut off, actually right after I cut off the video, this piece actually kind of slides on the track, and that with a nice little tug. Again, trying to be careful with it. You can see where this is actually the track that was retaining that on, and once it kind of just slides off, you can then remove it. Now that may be actually under the fender. I'm not 100% sure at this point, but again, as we move forward, hopefully that'll become obvious.